2 of the Toast. I'm your host of the Toast, Antre'chelle. Now, who makes the guest list? Now, the guest list can be hard to nail down, and particularly if there are tensions in the family. Now, here are some tips to find out who makes the list. If you are a bride that is okay with multiple helpers, divide the guest list into thirds. 1/3 goes to your parents, 1/3 goes to your partner's parents, and the third list, well, that goes for you and your partner. Another good rule of thumb is if you invite family members with siblings, be open to inviting all of them. Yes, all of them. It helps with bringing family harmony on your big day. There are 3 types of invites that you can give your guests. Your guests can receive an invite to both ceremony and reception, an invite to 1 or 2, or a virtual invite. It's your big day, so you call the shots. Who should be your maid of honor? Now, we have discussed this role of maid of honor before, but there are a lot of things that are attached to this role. Yes, girls think they could just get cute and walk up and be the maid of honor, but no. You want to make sure that your maid of honor is someone close to you and can take a leadership role. Their priority is to help you and the wedding tribe on that day. And in short, make sure that you both have a sense of time management. You don't want a frantic maid of honor that leads to getting you worried before the wedding. Your bridal party and bachelorette party can be a bit time-consuming and stressful. Your maid of honor keeps that organized and keep those events focused on the wedding. Another reason why you want this person to be a close family or friend is that so they know your style and they know the things that you like. Make sure that this person is allowed to follow through with every task. Another option is to have 2, a maid and a matron. Now, most importantly, they can work together. But your matron of honor is the person who's closest to you who is married. Now, if you're planning to elope or go to the courthouse, then that person, they can be cut out due to time constraints, but it's up to you. Happy maid of honor choosing. Want to DIY your wedding favorites but don't want something that's cliche? Well, we found this cute little Trinket dish that just might fit your bill. This dish is created by an oyster shell and decorative napkins or light printer paper with the design of your choosing. Materials that you might need for this project are oyster shells, which you can find on Amazon, decorative napkins or printer paper with the design you might want, gloss, Mod Podge, and a soft brush, white and gold paint. Now, for more information on this do-it-yourself and a step-by-step video, click on the link in the description below. Gotcha. Budgeting for your reception can be tough, but there are some tips that can save you some serious coins. Pare down on the guest list. Most venues charge per guest. Now, if you have a general idea of how much you can afford to spend on your reception, you need a good idea of how many guests you can have. Be selective about the venue and its services. Now, keep in mind that this is an area where most of your budget is going. Anywhere from 25 to 40% of your budget is going to your venue. So make sure you know what they are offering in return for your money. It is okay to want and demand more for your money. Look for more affordable options for food and drinks. Now, when you're shopping for your venue, check to see if they're offering a catering service. Sometimes that can cut costs. Another option is to find a family member that is a caterer. Ain't nothing wrong with keeping it in the family. Also, don't forget to shop around for different wine options. There are some excellent wines out there and that don't make your bank account scream for mercy. Eliminate extras from your budget. This is where having 2 lists will come in handy. Create a list of needs and a list of wants that the budget will allow. Spend your money on things that you must have at your wedding reception before you delve into the other list. Now, Do-it-yourself flowers do not mean savings. Now, you would think that a do-it-yourself project could save you money, but it does depend on where you plan to implement this strategy. Now, when it comes to flowers, you want to hire a professional florist. They can access flowers at a reasonable cost that are not offered to the general public. Flowers are not always budget friendly, but trust me when I say they can be even more expensive if you try to do this yourself. Skip the wedding cake. I understand and I know what you're thinking. That don't sound right, do it. But the wedding cake could cost a pretty penny. So opting out for a dessert bar or a candy station, that might be just as fun, and it could put a nice twist on your wedding reception. Daytime and midweek time slots are times that venues have trouble booking. Now, if you opt for daytime or midweek ceremonies, budgeting for your reception is made easy. Guys, there are plenty of other ways to stack up savings for your big day. Think about it, get creative, but overall, it's your day. For more information on how you can save on your wedding, go to our website at affinityweddings.net. And now it's time for the do's and don'ts. This is the guest edition. Don't assume you can bring a date, okay? There is a protocol for knowing if you can bring a date to the wedding. Ask somebody. If your invitation states your name and a +1, then that's your cue. You can bring a date. If not, don't bring the people to that wedding. Do RSVP. Please RSVP as soon as you know that you can attend the wedding. If you cannot, let them know. The bride and groom are trying very hard to nail down their final expenses, and if they need to add or remove seats, the sooner they get the information, the better that they can prepare. Don't bring a large gift to the wedding. Shift all gifts to the appointed address at the registry. If it's big, send it to the house. If you can't carry it, where do you think they can? But do buy your wedding gifts early. Yes, this is helpful if you want to get a gift at a certain price range, especially from the couple's registry. It is always a nice touch to buy from the registry. Please, just buy from their registry. Don't forget to turn off your cell phone. It is so rude for your cell phone to go off while the bride is walking down the aisle. No phone should be heard at all. If you really must have your phone on, then please put it on silent. Do pay attention to the dress code. If the bride and groom ask you to wear black and white, wear black and white. If they want you to wear white, wear white. If they ask you to wear camouflage, just do what they ask. Please pay attention to the dress code. Do not assume that kids are invited. Yes, this is very controversial, but your children are not always welcome. Don't hesitate the couple to ask or their maid of honor or best man to get a better understanding. A lot of weddings are just not kid-friendly. Don't bring them. Please sign the guest book. Always sign the guest book. The guest book is a part of the keepsake that the couple will look back on in the coming years. So yes, sign the guest book. Don't talk forever when it's your turn to toast. Keep it cute. Keep it simple. Say a few words. No embarrassing stories. Don't talk about exes. Don't talk forever. Make your point, share your toast, and sit down. Remember, your party favors. They may not be your taste, but it is the couple's way of saying thank you for coming to our wedding. Okay? Just like the Christmas season, it's the thought that counts. Some brides are asking, can I ditch the wedding ceremony and plan a huge reception? Absolutely. Many brides have opted to plan a huge reception because of the pandemic. A trip to the courthouse or a private ceremony at a church can make it a little more stress-free. It also helps those who have a fear of being the center of attention. Now, this is a great option since it cuts the attention in half. You are married. It's time to celebrate that wonderful event. The bonus to having a reception-only wedding is that you can now put more money into what you want. and that's having a good time. What is a mood board and how can it help you with your wedding? A mood board has a dual purpose. The first is just to make sure everything you're planning fits cohesively together in the way that you want it to fit. The second is to make sure you're on track with your wedding theme. Keep it simple until you start thinking about what should go on this mood board. Well, let's start with the basics. Much like planning and scheduling, the first thing that you should do is go on your mood board and take pictures of the venue. This can include features that you love, that you want to accentuate, and the place where the main parts of your wedding will take place. Your mood board needs your decor ideas such as flowers, tablescapes, centerpieces, the works. Consider adding a color palette that you wish to stick to on your mood board, as well as textures. Finally, consider adding to your board keywords. This might seem strange at first, but keep in mind that there are certain things that you want your wedding to say, and those are the keywords that you want to place on your mood board to keep you focused. Got it? What a beautiful day to be in Vintage Park, Houston, Texas, where we are here with the new exclusive bridal couture boutique called Janice Bridal Couture. My goodness, we are sitting with the creator, award-winning designer, Janice Tran. My dear, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Janice Tran.
Janice, so let's discuss Janice Bridal Couture right here in Vintage Park. How did we get here?
Actually, before we opened this space, we had searched everywhere in Houston to pick out like a best spot for us, but this space, when it became available, I just love it. It's so convenient, a lot of traffic. So in 1 month, we make everything happen. We get everything set up in 1 month and everything is good to go.
Great. So let's talk about your gowns. Your gowns are so beautiful. They're for the average everyday woman. What started you designing wedding gowns?
Since I was 6 or 7, I love to use needle and thread. So that gave me a lot of inspiration since I was little. I was surrounded by a lot of seamstresses and I was like, oh, I love to sew and make clothes. But I started with making Barbie clothes and that turned me now making a real bridal gowns.
So when I looked into your gowns, I see lots of sparkle, I see lots of silk, I see lots of lace, I see lots of feathers. What inspires all of those rich elements into your dresses?
I mean, every little piece in here, I had a lot of inspirations for each of the piece, but for the glamorous one that you talked about, I mean, it has to go with the personality, with the brides that want a lot of glamorous, a lot of sparkle, and that's how I came up with my designs for particular brides. But we do also have something more settled, you know, that we have made that into using chiffon, organza, different materials, satin, you know, for the brides that don't want too much sparkle, but we still have some beadings to it that makes it like a wedding gown.
So all of your gowns are custom made. Yes. How long does it take to turn around a Janice Bridal Couture design?
Okay, so our turnaround time is usually from 4 to 6 months, and that is very short compared to a lot of bridal boutiques. Why? Because we have our own production line. We manage the time. So let's say if there's a bride that comes to us saying that she's getting married next month, we still be able to custom her gown in a short period of time that's to accommodate her date, and she can be happy with the gown.
So let's talk, for all the brides watching, what is a good time? How long should a bride wait before ordering her gown? Or how early should a bride start looking for her bridal gown, especially if she wants it custom?
I would suggest, like, if you have time, if you know your dates, you know everything that you wanted, do not wait until the last minute. Then that creates a lot of stress for the brides. So I'm suggesting, at least 6 months before your wedding. But we have a lot of brides came in here that prepared for like a year and a half before her wedding, which is good. So that gives her more time, more flexibility, that she can do a lot of things for her gowns that, she can finalize. It will take steps. So let's say one day she come and she want this, but then she changed her mind. She can still also have time to change her design, change everything that she wants to on a specific date that we have for her. So it's always best to be ahead of the game. So 6 months at least, that's what I suggest.
Yes, we love a prepared bride.
Yes.
So with all of your gowns being custom, what is a price range that if a bride said, hey, I want a custom gown, but how much does that cost? What's the range?
Okay, when you think about custom gowns, you probably think it should cost like a lot, but not really. It just depends on what you want to wear, how much you want in a gown. Everything is depending on the brides, what the brides want. But every bride that comes to our shop, it doesn't matter if she has a budget limit of a $1,500 gown or a $10,000 gown. We still make everything possible here. We can still custom her gown with the price that she tell us. Let's say the bride say, I only have $1,500 for my wedding gown. Will you still be able to custom me a gown? And that answer is a yes. I still can custom her gown with that price.
That's beautiful, and that is so helpful because brides know a custom gown for $1,500, you can't find that anywhere, and especially the quality that you provide, Janice.
Yes.
So let's talk about your Bridal Couture Fall and Summer 2022 catalog. This is amazing. What inspired this catalog, and where can we find it?
Okay, actually, this is my very first catalog that I printed. And in this collection, I name it Goddess of the Sea. My inspirations came from different things under the water. So like starfish, anything that you can see. This whole concept came from that. So a lot of sparkles, like you see a lot of appliques on the dress, beadings, everything is related to the ocean.
So you think the Little Mermaid's dress will be in here?
Yes, definitely. It has to be mermaid in there, yes.
So let's talk, if you could design a gown for a celebrity, who would it be?
I do not have a specific celebrity in mind that I want to design her gown, but I would say Jennifer Lopez. I love her. I'm one of her fans.
So if she and Ben Affleck get married again or try to go walk down the aisle, you're gonna submit your designs, right?
Yes,
I'm rooting
I
for
will.
you. I think you will be able to pull that off, and she will look amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. You're so sweet.
Well, I have enjoyed talking to you, and thank you so much for visiting us here today on The Toast.
All right, thank you.
For The Toast, your newscast for all your wedding needs. I'm your host of The Toast, Antre'chelle. Cheers.